Welcome to episode 57 of the Twig Snapper Podcast. Today I'm joined by Thomaidis, JT. How's it going?
Hey, how are you, Alex? Nice to finally
Pretty
meet
good.
you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Of course.
Mostly we're going to talk about the ACHA. We'll do a few rapid fire questions at the end. But before we talk about that, you were a team captain in high school. So how did you guys pick your team captains? Was it coaches or team voting?
Right. So yeah, it was the coaches and also like the former captains. I had stopped playing hockey from when I was 10 to 13, and I just continued with house league, and I was like, I'll try out for the high school team. One of my friends, Gavin Holzer, like really encouraged me to like try out, and he was a senior when I was a freshman, and we had like a good friendship, and he ended up giving me the assistant captain, whatever. And he was like, I'm going to college. I'm not going to play juniors. I'm playing in the ACHA at this school named University of Delaware. And at the time, I'm like, I have a lot of time to think about it. I've never heard of Delaware. And then, the time came around, and ended up here. My team won 2 town championships in high school. And then ended up here.
So you pretty much ended up here because of your buddy?
Yeah. And the rest is history. I don't regret anything. It's, Delaware, by Pennsylvania, Maryland, small state, small town in Newark. But, we have 3 hockey teams here and couldn't be better.
So how did you end up on the Division II team out of all 3 of them?
So usually when you try out for, UD teams, you start D1. If you get cut, you go to D2. And if you get cut, you go to D3. And when I got cut from the D1 team, I was a little nervous. I was like, and I'm just a high school hockey player. I don't think I'm going to make any team. And then I made the D2 team, and I met some of the best guys ever.
Yeah. It's interesting that some schools have, like you said, all 3. And other schools only have like a D3 or a D1 or D2.
Yeah, it's really a privilege. It's really a privilege because our Division III team plays in the CHF. They're actually going to nationals. They're a very good team. They could definitely bring it home.
Yeah, that's awesome that you guys have, more opportunities for the school to get some hardware.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys had a mediocre year, I guess you could say. You had a good final stretch, which we'll talk about here, but one of your highlights was beating Penn State 5-4 in overtime. And they're a good team. They've only got like 3 losses on the year. So talk about that game and everything you guys were battling through that. What was going through your minds, everything.
That was a very back and forth game. So it was very tight played defensively game. With about 2 or something minutes left, the boards ended up breaking. So the glass broke, and we were up by a goal, and everyone on the bench had thought that we had already won. And of course, the boards get fixed. They ended up scoring. Now we're going to overtime. And, the boys are shocked. We thought we had the upset. And then I think it was Swainer passed it up to Kleiner over to Green, and we won in overtime. And that was it was a really big turning point in our season.
Yeah, it gives you guys a lot of confidence, things to work on.
Yeah, definitely.
So you guys thought you won the game when the boards were over? You just thought they were going to call it because they were busted?
Well, we thought that they were just going to, either end the game or Penn State was just going to, lay off. And then they won the face-off. The puck ended up going in the net. And we ended up playing them last year. We play them every year. Our coach usually, schedules a lot of games against them. They were in our league last year. We beat them last year 4-0, and we split with them every year. They're a very good team.
Would you say that it's pretty consistent, the good teams always stay good and the bad teams always stay bad, or does it fluctuate, teams get better and other teams get worse?
I think it's every team is getting better each day, each week in the ACHA and CHF. A lot of time and devotions going into these teams now, as you see that outdoor game in the Carolinas.
Yeah, that was insane.
more people than NCAA game. And I just think that more people need to start recognizing like that these kids are working hard. We are labeled as a club sport, but at the same time, we don't really treat it like one. And I know that ranges from D3 to D1.
Yeah, it's different than other club sports. I mean, you guys have this whole governing body, like your whole organization, the ACHA. Like, I know at Tech here, they've got like a club basketball team. The guys play 3 or 4 games a year. They're lucky to get anything they can. And they just, it's just a bunch of guys who want to keep playing basketball. It's pretty low key.
Exactly.
Not
it's the
hockey,
relationships,
Yeah, hockey though. You guys. There's guys that go pro from the ACHA. They play in the FPHL or the SP or even the Coast.
Yeah, one of my friends, Johnny Riggins, played up at Lawrence Academy in Massachusetts. He just played at his freshman year at some NCAA D3 school, and he was like, we got so many good players from different professional leagues, and we just can't put it together. So he's transferring to South Carolina to play CHF. He's like, I see that the leagues are growing, maybe the NCAA route's not the way for people anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and let's be honest, some of these top tier ACHA teams might be better than some of the NCAA D3 school teams.
Yeah. Did you see Minot State's playing some NCAA games next year?
I did not, but they're really good. So that'll be interesting to see if they can beat some of these D3 schools and prove club hockey's no joke.
I know. I hope so. Does Michigan Tech have one or not yet?
Yeah, they've got a D2 team. They're okay.
You go to any of the games?
I have not. I've got a couple buddies that are on the team. Guys that were good in high school, and one of them might have played a year after with a team somewhere, and then just decided to go to Tech and
just play for fun.
Yeah, exactly. They're not, some of these schools I know, like UMary and Minot State. Yeah. I mean, like there's a culture there, and they're trying to win everything.
That's it.
At Tech, I mean, obviously, they want to win, but it's not as crazy as some of those other programs. And I know Northern's got one too.
Who'd you say?
Northern, NMU.
They do.
A D2. I think it's D2 also. So yeah, it's interesting, because Tech obviously has D1 hockey, and so does Northern, and that's like the main thing.
I want to talk. Yeah, the fall off. I know that Stony Brook Division I has like a very good team. They're actually playing our D1 Delaware team today. But the fall off between their D2 and D3 teams pretty tremendous because they don't recruit for it like they do for D1.
Yeah. It's interesting, different teams and how they recruit and how they don't. Like Minot State's got to be recruiting pretty heavily 100%. To be that successful, and so does UMary and some of these teams. Liberty, I mean,
Liberty. That we went there our third week of the season.
Yeah, and I think the Liberty women have won a crap ton of national championships.
Yeah, I think almost every year they're competing for it.
Yeah, so you wonder if they'll make the jump ever from like club to, actual NCAA.
I see it coming very soon. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to think eventually after just killing people at the club level. Obviously, like you can recruit good hockey players. Like maybe.
Yeah.
Is there cross-play between the divisions? Like, do you guys play schools from the other divisions in the regular seasons?
So if a team usually like reaches out, we'll scrimmage or something. My freshman year sophomore year last year, because I missed out on my freshman year of COVID. I didn't play hockey. I forgot to tell you that. So last year we scrimmaged Division I Townsend and we beat them 3-1. So I feel like some of the lower level Division I teams that aren't as good, like some D2 and D3 teams could definitely compete. Our D3 team, competes with some very good Division II teams up in New York, and they have some good games with them. But yeah, I don't think if we played a few D1 teams, it'd be pretty, but we definitely put up a fight.
Yeah. I noticed that there's one team that you guys kind of bullied throughout the year, and that was Georgetown. Seemed like every time you played them, you kind of bullied them around a little bit and beat them pretty good.
So yeah, might have been the 7th or 8th game of the year, and we had not won a game yet. We were 0-11, and we played Georgetown at our home rink. Historically, we usually, beat them, and we lost in a shootout. So then they just got this new facility in Virginia, the St. James billion-dollar facility. We played them there, and we ended up getting revenge on 7-0, and then continue to beat them. But they're another good team that's very young, but their goalie's good, and they're upcoming too.
Yeah, that seems to be the way I think a lot of ACHA teams are. You'd say like they're young, they're getting better, they're upcoming. I mean, the scores don't always like tell the justice of how these teams are.
Yeah.
What do you think's the hardest away barn to go into? Like, what club teams got the best fans?
Unfortunately, the hardest barn to play in is the LaHaye Ice Center, Liberty's rink. I don't like playing there. It's very hard to play there. Last year, we were in a tight game with them. There's always fights. This year, we played them very tight, though. It was our 3rd weekend of the season, and I think our average, we had a very young team this year. And we played them 2-1, and I ended up like tripping on my jersey coming out of the box, and the crowd like erupted and like started yelling. They got some very passionate fans there, though. I'd say that was the most fun to play in.
What about NC State when you guys went down there? It looked like a pretty packed barn. I watched some of the like video that you guys had posted up.
Yeah, it was packed down there. Them too. They get a lot of fans. I think the South is getting pretty big with hockey. They're starting to love it down there.
Yeah, a lot of the southern schools that have club teams seem to pack the barn, and you see it all the time on like everything college hockey, and some of those places posting that those teams need to add D1 hockey programs, and that'd be insane if you had like Alabama with a D1 hockey team
and like NC State, they're a very unique Division II team. They're like hiring a lot for their media team. I mean, when we were down there, they were having like people on the ice with cameras during warm-ups. It's just like stuff we'd never seen before.
Right, yeah, it's a whole different animal. But I mean, they got like 25,000 fans for their outdoor game, which is crazy. Insane. I mean, that's a huge stepping point just for like ACHA overall. That
I know,
just like, I mean, they had more fans than Frozen Fenway, which had Boston College and all, UConn or whatever, these D1 schools at Fenway Park, and they got more fans for this.
I know, it's so fun to watch. I'm excited to see like how those schools, continue to add these things. I mean, I think our school is in talks to give us an outdoor game next year, one for each team at our football stadium. That would be priceless,
Yeah, the outdoor games are so cool. They get to play those and get some like neat alternate jersey for the game or something, which is something that all the ACHA teams have is pretty sweet jerseys. Like, I mean, all the D1 schools, obviously, like for football and everything, they got sweet jerseys. So then, their club teams have to have sweet jerseys. For you guys, it's the black one with the blue hand. It's just so fresh. That thing is sweet.
Yeah, A-Rod and Dylan Green, our veterans this year, designed it last year, and wow, I was shocked to see him. We did that photo shoot on like Delaware's campus.
Yeah,
I'm just
trying to your posts.
Yeah, we're just trying to, our coach ran our Instagram for years, and I think it was last year. Some of the guys were like, we got to step up our game, and not ripping on coach, but we had to step it up. So this year, a couple of the guys ended up running it, getting on Hockey House pod a couple times. It was just an awesome year. You know, we were struggling, but in the end, once we had those photo shoots, I think we played a little better.
Right. Yeah. Once you know, there's something true to it. Look good, you know, feel good, play good, all that stuff.
Exactly.
Those have to be some of the nicest, you know, because not every school's got sweet jerseys. I do have to say, you know, because we keep talking about that NC State UNC game.
Oh, yeah.
Those white and blue UNC jerseys, those were icy. Those were sweet.
I need to get one.
Yeah.
You see Grinelli was wearing it on.
Yeah, I did. You don't get better like advertising and like a plug for your team than Grinelli wearing it for Chiclets like that.
No, doesn't get better than that.
And when they came out with no buckets on for their warm-ups with those black hats and all that was just
the eye black too.
Yeah. That was sweet.
Awesome.
Like talk about the game, you know, of the century for ACHA.
Literally.
So you guys can wear no buckets for warm-ups? There's no rules about that?
So like we usually take them off when we're getting off the ice after like the ice cup before the puck drop. We take them off. The refs usually are like, you can't skate around, but we still do it anyway.
Yeah, so they must have got away with a little more.
Yeah, for that game they had to have.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much cooler when you come out of the locker room cruising around with no bucket on it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you feel like you're on top of the world.
Yeah, you do exactly. You look sweet, and then you feel sweet, and it just translates to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Is there anything else you want to mention about the ACHA before we go to the rapid fire questions?
I would say for the ACHA, if anyone is just looking to continue getting a degree and just play hockey, meet friends for a lifetime, I mean, it's the place. Whether it's the CHF or the ACHA, I didn't think that I would meet like a family I did last year and continue this year. You know, being named assistant captain this year was a big step in becoming a leader. And I want to continue to, you know, promote the team, the guys around campus. You know, people ask me about the hockey team and I say, yeah, come try out, come to our games. Just continue to grow as a club, whether we have the club name or not, you know, treat it like a real team.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's well put.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some rapid fire questions here. Let's see what you got.
All right.
What's your favorite TV show?
Right now the boys have been ripping Outer Banks.
Oh no.
Sarah Cameron, I'm gonna have to go with that.
What's your favorite NHL team?
My dad was born in Montreal, so I've been a Canadiens fan since I was born.
Big Habs guy.
Big Habs guy.
Who's your favorite NHL player?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with Brendan Gallagher.
Not bad.
Yeah, I like the way he plays. Brad Marchand's I like the way he plays too.
Rat.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
I'm a big takeout Chinese guy. Chicken, broccoli, white rice, simple.
You guys got a good takeout place over there in Delaware?
Oh yeah. If you ever come Delaware, Main Street, every food you can imagine on it.
All right, there we go.
It's got everything.
What's your favorite hockey brand?
I'm a Bauer guy. How about you?
I like Warrior.
Warrior's good too.
Yeah, I know. I feel like there's some people that rip on Warrior, but I don't know.
Warrior's very good. I have their gloves, you know, reliable.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't go wrong with any of the big three, really.
Yeah, CCM, Bauer, they're all good.
What about if you could travel anywhere in the world for a month and vacation, where would you go?
Anywhere in the world. I would I think I would take a nice trip down. I'd have to say Hawaii.
Yeah.
It looks too nice down there, relaxing.
Yeah, just lay on the beaches for a month.
Yeah.
Check out some volcanoes, maybe.
Yeah, lay on the beaches.
Yeah. So you're up for the go-ahead goal in a shootout. Your team puts you out there. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna pull?
I think I'm gonna have to come in wide, do the little Nick Suzuki, just flip over the goalie's shoulder.
Yeah.
Works every time.
Well, now you can't do that because if anybody listens to this and then you go out for the shootout, they're gonna know what you.
Yeah, they're gonna have my number.
You're gonna have to pull out something else.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what I got for rapid fire questions. So I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Thanks for joining on this
Of course.
episode.
Thanks for having me, Alex. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I'd be more than welcome to come back.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, next year, you want to come back, or
Let's
you want to
do
bring
it.
some of your buddies on too. And I had the UWO ACHA group on. I had 3 or 4 of those guys on. So
cool. Yeah, I'll definitely recommend you to maybe one of the D1 or D3 guys.
Yeah,
You get a different opinion.
All right. Thank you.
All right.